yeah, with this story, my grandpa had recently passed away, and I was just wondering about the whole cremation process and like who's dealing with his body and everything. And then, and it seems like a very dark subject, so I wanted to find a different way to look at it. So it originally started kind of as a comedy, just these two guys messing around, giving all these dead bodies backgrounds or just making up stories to help pass the time. And when the director came in, he had a different view of the story, and he had an art professor who affected his life in the same way the main character, Tad's life, was affected in the film. So that's when it took a different turn. He wanted to give, or just put more passion into the idea that these bodies aren't just dead bodies. He wanted to give more life to it and show that it does affect people, and people shouldn't be messing around with these dead bodies. But that was an interesting process, collaborating with someone about a story that I had come up with, and it definitely became his story as well, and just finding the middle ground was very difficult, but it worked out in the end. Our casting was really interesting because we saw just such a diverse group of actors, but a lot of them, I think they took this crematorium setting too seriously, and a lot just made it a lot more dramatic or than it needed to be. And with Tad, like, there was just a subtlety to everything he did, and yet we could still feel what he was feeling just for that one audition. I remember after he left, like, you saw the director looked at everyone and was like, "Did you see that?" And after that, like, we couldn't really see any other actor. Like, we had our mindset. It wasn't. There was no other actor we were thinking about. It was just him from the start.
And then as for like the role itself, I think I related to it because in my personal life, I went through a period of like about 5 years of like just kind of depression. First it was like depression, and then like just really like kind of like it was like the experience of limbo, where you're like working in a crematorium kind of, and just it kind of just drags out, life just drags out, it's kind of bland, it's the same. And so I approached the role from that life experience. And so it was kind of interesting. It was it's funny because I looked on those years kind of as a waste in my life, and but it's interesting how you can still use what you feel you've just kind of thrown away or wasted in your work. So I was really thankful of that opportunity.
Something I'm like just working on my own is I would like to write it into a feature. It would obviously be a very different story, and be 2 hours long. So that's currently in the works. But at the same time, we put so much time and effort into this short that that it's hard to see it from like third-person perspective. And so right now I'm trying to get space as well, just because during the editing phase, like, we couldn't see anything clearly just because we were with the footage 24/7, and like the professors would have to tell us all to like leave the editing room and take a break. So that's in the works, but probably not for a little bit.
This August, hopefully I'll be like a little co-star on the show Shake It Up, made in Japan. If you have any 9 or to 12-year-olds who are interested, yeah, check it out.
Why 9 to 12?
Yeah,
because it's a Disney dance, teenage dance show.